Whoa!
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
I guess if we're talking Patriots, though, you got to talk about Rob Gronkowski retiring, right? I mean, he's made the announcement yesterday.
He wanted to see how it was all going to shake down, pardon the pun, after the Robert Kraft stuff. He's like, okay, let's see where this goes. And then once the petition from 20,000 people, it reached 20,000 signatures, he's like, okay, I don't want any part to do with this organization. I
think you're giving him too much credit.
I don't want to be lumped in with that.
But I say good on Rob Gronkowski. I mean, you know what? Get out while you can still move. I mean, you've already had enough surgeries and broke enough stuff, and you made enough money.
I saw John Elway playing the golf tournament in Tahoe. I'd never been to
I know, yeah, you've told me about that.
I used to go to Tahoe on that weekend when they had the celebrity golf tournament because it was always on the 4th of July or surrounding the 4th of July. And I went to Tahoe probably up until 2003, 2004, something like that. And they would always have the tournament on that weekend. Well, they moved the tournament back either a week or a couple weeks. Then we're talking about the celebrity golf tournament that they have there. It's mostly sports stars. But I never went to the tournament. We just go there and party, and it was more for the 4th of July than it was the golf tournament. But whenever you're walking by where my friends lived, it was a short walk down the hill, down the Kingsbury grade there to the casinos. So we'd walk down there and go, play in the casinos and, maybe drive to the beach or something like that. And one time we were walking by the golf course and John Elway was walking up the fairway. And that was a painful sight to see. Because the guy was and keep in mind, okay, this is 15 years ago. Fresh out of retirement, John Elway. He was having troubles walking in this golf tournament. He still would be considered to be in, athletic shape because he was just playing in the NFL a couple of years prior.
Right.
And watching that guy walk was painful. And it was an indictment on what football can do to a body.
But didn't he win a Super Bowl in his last year?
Yeah.
But I mean, he was going all out for it too.
But you think about it, how many years he played well into his 30s.
You think he played too long?
If you ask Denver Broncos fans, I'd say yes, because the decisions that he's making in staffing the football team right now they're not the wisest decisions.
Oh, you think that there's some CTE or something going on? Well, I mean,
Denver Broncos fans might be able to speak better to that than I can.
But we see it all the time. People they hang on and hang on and hang on. You see it in some of your TV series.
And Rob Gronkowski on the
music
field
all the time.
On the field was starting to look like that.
Yeah.
Like this year, watching him run routes.
His last 3 seasons have not been that great.
This year, watching him run routes, it was painful watching him. It looked like, this weird gangly robotic thing running out there, running these routes. And he's a tall dude. And tall guys don't, they don't age well. Just ask any NBA center.
Thanks for hanging on, Johnny. What's up, man?
Nothing. I was hearing Jeff talk about Tahoe, Edgewood Golf Course, and that celebrity golf tournament. It just reminded me of a story I'd call in and share with you guys. Nothing that it doesn't concern anything. It just reminded me. But I grew up there. We used to hop the fence at Edgewood all the time and play at night on that course because, we were poor. And one day the golf tournament was going on, and we decided that we were going to hop over and be part of the crowd. So we did early, and we were part of the crowd. And we were like on the 5th, 6th hole, something like that. And we happened to see Michael Jordan sitting there. And he, they can hire caddies that play that area. So he had hired one of the caddies from Tahoe, and they were talking, and we were close enough to hear him and his caddy talking about, what club and stuff they should use. And on this particular hole, after the green, there's this big hill wall that, you can't get over. And his caddy was telling him to lay up in front of it. And me and my friends are all laughing because at night we just drill a wood right into the side of it, who knows how to play. And so he's sitting there and he's like, what are you guys laughing at? And Michael Jordan actually talking to us. And we were all like, oh, my God. And I spoke up and I was like, dude, use a 3-wood and drill it into that mountain and watch it drop right onto the green. And they had a conversation, and sure enough, he did it. He took our advice, because we told him we hop and play it all the time.
I love that.
3-wooded it right into it, dropped it on the green, and ended up getting a birdie on that hole. And he's like, come here, dude. And I walked 6 holes with him, just shooting it with Michael Jordan.
That is incredible. That is so cool.
I totally hear what you're saying. I've seen Elway up there. I feel what you're saying. Yeah, dude,
that's
seeing
a fun
how
time.
it was. But
That's a fun time because they go out in the casinos at nighttime and they're playing in the casinos, and you could be sitting at a table with Mike Ditka or Charles Barkley.
Right.
Didn't your buddy get in an argument with Mike Ditka?
Yeah, my friend got detained by the Mont Bleu.
Thanks, Johnny.
By the Mont Bleu security because he got in an argument with Ditka.
Who gets in a fight?
So they're sitting there.
What do they play the game?
So they're
at a table?
Yeah, they're sitting there to play roulette. Okay, and Mike Ditka, my friend Ernie, you've heard us talk. He was Jeremy's roommate in college and a childhood friend of mine. You've heard us talk about him before on the program. And
I don't know how I got stuck with him. Oh, because you guys came over when we were going to go to school just to party, and then you bailed because you're like, I can't do this for more than 2 months.
Yeah, he was able to stick it out
for 9 years.
And consequently, still lives in San Diego, still doing it to this day. But he was sitting at the table right next to Mike Ditka. And Mike Ditka had everybody's smoking inside. It's the 2000s, for God's sakes. Or I think this was even the late 90s. And Ditka's there for the celebrity golf tournament. And he's sitting at a roulette table, or they're standing at a roulette table. And Ernie goes to put his bet on red. He puts a big amount of cash on red. And Ditka has a big stack on black. And Ditka goes, hey, red's not going to hit. Black's going to hit. And Ernie looks at him and goes, you think so? And he goes, I'll tell you what. If black doesn't hit, I'll give you this cigar in my pocket. And this is like Ditka's cigar, so it's probably worth a lot of money. And the guy spins the wheel, and the ball goes around and around and around and around and around and around and around. Hits on red. And guy pulls all the money off. Mike Ditka gets mad, throws his hands up in the air, and walks away from the table.
He didn't give the cigar to Ernie?
No. Ernie goes, hey, get back here. You said you're going to give me your cigar.
Who does that?
And
obviously, Ernie's probably had a few.
Ditka does this thing where he throws his hand up, like to brush him off, like, leave me alone,
yeah,
kid.
whatever.
Leave me alone, kid. And then all of a sudden he says, no expletive. It has to do with moms.
Your mom? Like that?
No, you.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You said you were going to give me your cigar. And then he goes, like, he takes like 3 steps away from the roulette table, all of a sudden tackled by security. Detained in the security room.
Oh, my God.
They show him the footage of what he was going to do. And they said, you have 2 choices. Okay. We're going to, like, charge you with, like, public intoxication, or you can leave the Mont Bleu. And I think it was a Caesar's property at the time before they sold it to Mont Bleu.
Yeah, this was Caesar's because Mont Bleu came later.
Yeah. And he said, okay, well, I guess I'll go over to Harris and play.
I won like over $600 one night at that Caesar's playing roulette. Could have been the same table, probably not.
You know, that place.
That's the only time I was ever there, and then it was the Mont Bleu, and then I never won.
It used to be so much fun, and I went back. I don't know, this is right before my daughter was born, so 6 years ago, and it is downright depressing now because they don't have, like, they have maybe a quarter to an eighth of the table games that they used to have.
Well, even when we went there for my bachelor party, but we didn't get there till midnight, but still it was kind of empty.
Yeah.
I mean, the bar was moving, but that was about it.
What happened was all the Native American casinos opened up in the valley because it used to be Sacramento's playground was South Lake Tahoe. So Sacramento would go up there and party their asses off.
But now they have casinos.
But now they have casinos all over the valley floor. So people that want to gamble, they just go gamble there, and they leave South Lake Tahoe high and dry.
I can't believe Ernie was charging after Mike Ditka. No, you promised me a cigar.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.